it's Kali with Kali's.com, and today we are going to be creating a great little swag, and I think you're going to love it. So come on in, welcome. I'm going to get my little camera out of the picture. Y'all, what we are working with today is so fun. It is actually a paint stick. So we did this cute little project. Rhonda Nickerson and I came up with the idea that we would take and use this as a base. So we just picked this particular paint stick up at Home Depot, and they have a whole different selection of different sizes, also with yardsticks, but this is actual paint stick for stirring the 5-gallon buckets of paint. And we just painted, base coated it, and you can base coat it whatever color you're gonna make your swag. Now, this one's green. You could also paint it black, but we are gonna be using this black garland to cover it all up. And we're gonna get this sweet little witch hanging on this swag. So the only thing I've done so far, I kind of started a couple little pieces of the process here for you, so we'll go a little faster, is I have hot glued and used Gorilla Glue 2 pieces of foam on here. We're going to use those to help secure this whole piece together. This is the liquid Gorilla Glue. You can also pick that up at Home Depot. I put both of those on there, and what I'm going to do is take some of our black garland you can get at Kali's.com. And if you need the supply list for anything we're doing, just let us know on the video here, wherever you're watching this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us so you can get more updates about what videos we're doing and when. So you can see this is a little bit longer than the paint stick. So I have it a little bit longer. And this was already on the garland, this loop. It's a wire loop for a hanger, so I'm going to use that up here at the top. Okay, so this is one side of the garland. Now I'm going to come and grab another piece. I've already cut these to length. And you'll notice I've kind of folded them to where they're all on one side, okay? So I've folded them where they all point each direction. Now I'm going to zigzag them together a little bit, and we're kind of creating our own little swag base, okay? And I really haven't attached this to the paint stick yet at all. All I'm doing is taking these 2 pieces and crisscrossing them so they're kind of sandwiching together, and we're getting a nice little shape here, okay? So just crisscrossing. Now I know I want this to be my hanger, so I'm going to bring my little loop to the top up here, okay? Can you see that? That's the wire loop. So take these other pieces and just put them behind. Now you're going to need a staple gun, so grab a staple gun, and you want staples that are smaller where they're not going to shoot through the back of your paint stick. Grab some of the pine, and we're just going to fire some staples in there. It's pretty forgiving. And if you go through the actual little pieces of pine, it won't, it's not as hard to get over as that main lead wire. So there's our hanger. And you can also add a hanger just to the back of the stick if you want to also. So I'm going to take and just fire a couple staples in here, a few of these. Okay. So I've got those stapled. And the next way I'm going to make sure I've got this double secured is I'll grab a couple floral pins. Here's our ribbon we're going to use just a little bit. I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to take a couple floral pins, and I'm going to make sure to pin into my floral foam that I've cut and put in here. Now, the floral foam, you can just get at your local craft store. You want the kind that's not used with water. And just go around that wire base and fire a couple of pins into the foam. This is not going to hold a bunch of weight, the actual pine. It's just on here to cover and create our own little base. Okay? So, got that done. That's super easy. You can do that. Now, I like to cover this with its own little section of pine also. So just cut a little smaller section and just lay it right on top. So it kind of camouflages that foam. Go ahead and shake hands. You know, in design school, I would say shake hands. So we're going to shake hands with each piece of the pine, spread them out. You're going to give this a dip in my glue pot. I've got it over here to the side. Just give it a little dip, and I'll press those down into the wire. There's one, probably 2 or 3. And this is working great because it's going to camouflage the whole base. All right? And then we're going to start to create Miss Little Witchy. We're going to create her so stinking cute. All right, the first thing we want to do is we get her legs in place. So I'm going to make a little room here, and I know I want her legs at the bottom. So we're just going to start to lay out the design. Okay, so I'm going to take these and kind of kick them over the side with her little feeder like that. Now, I'm not really doing anything yet. I'm just setting everything in place, okay? Next step is I want to put a little pumpkin underneath her. And I thought it was so super cute to kind of put a leg on top of the pumpkin and kick this out to the side. Okay, so my hanger, my top of my witchy's going to be up here with her hat, and this is the bottom with her leg and her pumpkin. So let's get that set in first. We don't need this little hanger on here. I'm going to cut that off. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to kick her legs out to the side. She's got big wires running through there, so you can literally do whatever you want. Now we're going to use our floral pins like normal, and I'll just be pinning right through this. This is kind of like a heavy-duty felt, and I'm going to press it through first. So it goes through the felt, and I think it goes right through her leg. I'm going to try. If that's too hard, just go through the felt. Nice. Okay, so I've got the pin through. It went through. It's not going into anything yet. Now I'm going to bring the glue to it. I just put a little on my bamboo stick, and I'm going to just tuck that right into my foam. Floral foam is your friend. It makes it go so fast and so easy. Just tuck it in. Hear that crunch? You know you're in. I like to use a couple of pieces on here just for security reasons. So I can get another piece up through the top here. And I'll just push that through, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring the glue to it. We'll just tuck that one in. Yay! Okay, it's going to go in nice and sturdy. I love that in there. Okay, so we have 2 pins holding these legs on good. Now, I know I need to get a pumpkin down here, so I'm going to find out where the foam is. We've kind of got it camouflaged, so just feel for it. I really want this leg kind of kicking over this pumpkin. Like she's like, yeehaw. Got this cute little pumpkin to be sitting on. Kind of side saddling it over here. So I'm going to get a piece. This is actually just a floral stem. And if you use an awl, it helps poke holes really great into the foam base of pumpkins. So the pumpkins we sell are actually foam. They're not plastic. Oh, don't dip that in the glue pot. You just want to make your hole first. Make a hole. Then here, this is a wire from a floral stem. You can also use a bamboo stick, but the nice thing about having a wire is we could change the angle if we need to. All right, let me cut that down a little bit. Holy smokes, the big axe murder knife just fell down. Somehow I lost my little knife between here and Dallas at Wreath Makers Live, so I've got a big old knife now. Okay, I like to kick this leg up like she's just having a party on top of that pumpkin. Now, once you get it the way you want it, all you got to do is just take and pin it. So find the wire in here. There's a sturdy wire here. Go right around the wire with your pins. So you're not just going through the fabric. I'm grabbing the wire. We're going to use the same technique. Because we're using foam, it'll just push right in, and you can secure the leg where you want it to be. So I'm just going to push that in. Put that right on top of the glue. And her little leg is in there. Ah, she's so cute. So her leg's in. She's kicking up, having a party. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get her, the bow is going to go right in the center of her body, so it's going to cover up all these mechanics here. But let's get her hat in. So I'm going to get her hat right in here, and I kind of like her hat going catty corner to her body, so it's poking up really nice here at the top. But let's get some hair in, because I have these 2 curly picks that give her the cutest hair that matches her pants. So I call it Medusa hair, because it's just coming out like a bunch of curly snakes. So we'll just set one on each side. Let's have this one kind of come out this way. How fun is that? We can curl it, or we could keep it, you know, tighter or looser. Okay, I'm just setting it out first to get the shape, y'all. Get that shape going. Curling these in. I'm loving the curlies. Always loving the curlies. So if I put this one, I think I like them kind of coming down a little. So I'm going to trim these where they're short enough to not be too pokey, but get into my foam down there. Because the foam is not all the way at the top. So I'll just give that a nice little bend. Like she's got some curly locks. I'm going to go into my glue pot and just tuck this in. She's going to have the cutest hair here. I love the curly hair. Isn't that cute? All right, let's do it again on the other side now. Let me give her a twirl and a swirl in here. Put that one in. Oh, how cute. Look at that hair. Oh my gosh. How cute is that? And it's all wired, guys, so you can manipulate it however you want. All right, time for the hat. I'll just make that flat, and the hat is going to go in here. Remember, we have a bow coming in, but I love for her hat just to kind of fire out of there. Isn't that cute? Okay. She is coming along swimmingly. I love her. For the hat, we're going to need another either bamboo stick or a wired floral stem. I think I'm going with a bamboo stick here. And you just need a little section for the bow, so I'd leave a little bit open. I'm going to take this and just poke it into my hat. And I'm going to go just right here in the back. Okay, so I'm kind of at an angle, and I'm just pressing it in. Once again, all foam, really easy to attach. Just cut this long enough to where you can still get it into your foam. You can dry run it however you want. Oh, it's cute, y'all. Super cute. And I just need to hide this stick into the behind the bow here. There we go. Aha! Look at her little hat. Isn't it super cute? Look at her little legs and hat. Nice. And you could make this super fluffy or do whatever you want. Now, she's going to have, her hair needs to come down just a little bit, so I'm going to bring it down. Check out her head. Isn't she cute? I love her. Bring these curls down. This is her fun, whimsical hair. So she's totally taken shape. Let's go ahead and make her bow. And we'll put her broom and her bow in last. But let's make the bow together. Grab your easy bow maker. And I'm just using two bows. Ribbons. I'm using a polka dot. Because, of course, we've got that cute polka dot on her feet. And then I'm also going to use a little orange to pop out the Halloween colors. So this is our easy bow maker. And I'm going to make the tail long enough to come out behind her legs. So I'm going to make it about 20 inches. Bring it to the center, and I'm going to twist it. There we go. Out at 6.5 will do us on this one. 6.5 and twist. 6.5 inches out here on the measurement and twist. We're going to do 2 loops of the polka dot at 6.5. And twist and just fluff these guys right out. Isn't that wonderful? Scrunch it. I love polka dot. You can never go wrong with polka dot. Okay, and there's our nice long tails. And that's going to be important to our design. We want the ribbon popping out behind our little witch. All right, now we're going to bring in the orange ribbon. And I'll cut this at the same angle to match on this side of my bow. Come to the center and twist. And let's go at 6 inches, just a ½ an inch shorter. 6 inches. Oops, my ribbon is getting a little tangly on me. I'm going to twist each of those, and we're going to do 3 loops this time. Okay. So our recipe so far, if you enjoy our Bow Wednesday videos and you watch us on Wednesdays, we do bow making. Our recipe is a 2, 3, and then I think we're going to come back with a 1. 2, 3, 1. So we have a nice pop of the orange here. Let's take and cut that one. And now let's bring back in the black. Back to the front. And that will kind of tie it all together. I'll cut all the angle cuts on the same on each side of the bow. Let's do 1 here. And I'm down to 5 inches. Okay. Really cute. Just one at 5 inches. Scrunch it when you're done so you don't have to do another twist if you're done with loops. There is that bow. And we're going to use cable ties to tie it nice and tight. Let me grab a couple. I like those because they just keep it tighter than you could with a wire. I'll run one of the cable ties right beside this. Gently pull it up, add some tension. Okay. And I'm going to take and rotate that to the back and just fluff this all up and spread it all out. Look how beautiful. And you're going to get the shape you want. Remember, you need that body big enough to fill in the area on the garland of where her face would be kind of under the hat. This is all the foo-foo. Okay, I'm going to flip this around, add a cable tie underneath. That's how we're going to attach it to our paint stick base and all our garland. And I'm going to pull this nice and tight. Just take and trim that off. The last step I need to do is come in and add a little bit of ribbon down the center, or I could just leave that black. You really wouldn't notice it. But I generally like to add a little detail down the middle of my bow for a touch of fun. I'm going to take and just fold those in on itself and run that right down the center. Look how cute! Just tie a little knot in the back. And this guy's going to be ready to go. Now let's add her to her swag. I just got to cut the little tails. You can't have those all crazy. So here she is. So this bow recipe is a 2-3-1, meaning 2 loops, 3 loops, 1 loop. And we're going to use this back on our swag. So let me bring her back over. This is really what starts to tie her all together. Look how cute she is. Isn't she precious? Her bow goes right in the middle. Oh my goodness. Let me tie her in there, and then we will get her little tails all situated. And this bow, we want it tucked in between the hat and the body. This is so cute because it's almost like her little dress that's flowing down is the bow. Okay. And take the long tails that were in the back of the bow and we run those right down the back of the swag. Look how cute it is. She's so cute. And this down the back also. Okay, so those are kind of popping out the bottom. Look at her. Isn't she precious? I'm going to move my Please.com over just a little bit. Ooh, that was some hot glue. All right, so the very last step is I like to pop her little broom in there as if she's kind of riding it. It has a little bow on it. So the easiest way to do that is just kind of take it, run it popping out of her legs, also right next to the pumpkin. And we're going to pin that right onto her pumpkin also. Make sure you're using glue on the pins as you pin it into the foam. And just get up here and grab the wire. There's a wire on this bow. And just press it right in. And then the bow can cover up all the mechanics. And this kind of flies out. Like, this is so stinking cute, y'all. Really pretty easy, guys. You need your legs. You need a broom. Look at her little boots. Is she not so cute? She's flying high, y'all. She's flying high. I can't wait for you to make your own little witch's swag. Don't forget that you can do this right on a paint stick. Can you believe that? A simple paint stick or a yardstick cut to a smaller proportion will work. And this girl's ready to fly. Make sure you follow us here. We would love to send you text messages and let you know when we are live or we have new videos for you to watch. With all the decorating seasons coming up, I don't want you to miss out on any of the fun. So text us at textkalee.com. And I will see you next time, Blue Merinos. Make sure to have fun with flowers.